Have you ever lost money on an investment? Or the better question is, do you have any investments that are at a loss right now? Because in this video, I'm going to show you how to turn those losing positions into profits in your pocket. This is what the top 1% of investors use to make even more money. And the best part is, you can do the exact same thing. So stay tuned. All right, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, my name is Mark Moss. I like to talk about business, investing, and success. We mostly talk about investing, which I believe is the most important thing, because as Warren Buffett said, if you don't learn how to get your money to make money or make money while you sleep, you'll work until the day that you die. You have to learn to live on less than you earn so you can save and you can invest. And of course, with investing, we're trying to make money, right? We're putting our money into a company, a stock, or whatever it may be, loaning it out. And we're hoping to grow that, right? Take our little bit of money and grow it into more. So we're trying to make money. But the sad fact is, sometimes we lose money, right? We don't want to. We make the best decision that we can. We work hard, but sometimes we lose money. And the reason why is because all investing carries risk. It's just part of the game. That's why we always say, never risk what you're not willing to lose, because there's always going to be a loss. Now, if you've been a subscriber to my crypto newsletter over the last couple of years or earlier this year, my new tactical asset newsletter, well, you've done really well and you started to see profits, right? We've had several positions that have gone up 100% or more. In the crypto newsletter, we took profits of 300%, 400%, 500%. But today, I'm not here to talk about winning positions. And to be honest, we've taken some losses too, right? I just told you about some of the big winners, but of course, we've taken losses because, like I said, there's always risk. We're always going to take risk no matter how good we are, because there's no strategy that's perfect 100% of the time. The strategy, of course, makes up for that, the fact that we're going to have winners and losers. And so overall, the strategy will win. But of course, like I said, we've had some losses as well. So if you've taken some losses, or let's say that you have positions that are at losses right now and you're just hanging on, maybe you've been told that you don't actually take a loss until you close, so you're not going to close because you don't want to take that. So if you're hanging on to some losing positions, well, then I'm going to tell you how you can still win. And you're going to do that by offsetting those losses. Does that sound good? Is this something you want to hear? Give me some thumbs up on this video. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't yet subscribed, click that button down below, hit the bell so you get alerted every time I make a new video. But getting right into it, what we're going to do to turn those losing positions into winners is we're going to do something called harvesting losses, all right? Harvesting losses. So right now we're at the end of the year. We're at the end of 2019. 2020 is coming. It's the right time to start thinking about the end of the year, your money, etc. And I hate to say this out loud, but it's time to calculate taxes. That's right, taxes. Taxes are due at the end of the year. Well, we have to be calculated at the end of the year. And so you need to go through and look at the taxes. We need to figure out how much money we've made throughout the year, through 2019. Now, the markets have done great over the last couple of years. The markets have done really well this year. But the fact is that every single time you close a position, whether it's a cryptocurrency position, a stock position, whatever it may be, every time you close a position, it's a taxable event. Yep. Every time it's a taxable event. Now, if you make a profit, you owe taxes, right? So that's a taxable event. If you lose money, well, there's also a write-off on that as well. And that's exactly how we're going to take that loser and turn it into a winner. We're going to do that by offsetting the losses for our own benefit. And this is what we mean by tax loss harvesting. We're going to harvest the losses that we have, and we're going to do that to instantly recoup a portion of our biggest losses. So let me explain. I'm going to give you an example here. So let's say that you make $10,000 in your accounts this year. That'd be great. Hopefully you did. And depending on the tax bracket that you're in, you could owe anywhere from $3,000, $4,000, up to $5,000 of that $10,000. All right. But what we could do is we could use any of our losing positions to cut down on the amount that we owe. So let's just say, for easy numbers, that you also have a position with a $10,000 loss. Hopefully you don't, but let's say that you do. You have a position with a $10,000 loss. What you can do is you could decide to go ahead and just close that position right now. Forget about waiting until it comes back. I'm going to close it right now. I'm going to take that $10,000 loss, and I'm going to use that $10,000 loss to offset the $10,000 gain that I have. By doing this, we're basically getting rid of the tax bill from the gains, right? So what happens though sometimes is that maybe, let's say that the tax or the losses are more than the profits. So let's say that we only profited 5,000, but we lost 10,000. Well, we can write that whole gain off, Then what we can do is we can take the rest of the loss and we can apply it to our ordinary taxable income. Now we can only do this up to about $3,000, but if you have even more left over than that, so let's say in this example, $5,000 profit, $10,000 of loss. We write that the $5,000 off. We have $5,000 left over. $3,000 goes off to cover your ordinary taxable income. The extra $2,000 can be carried forward. It can be pushed into the future to help offset profits in future years. Right? It's pretty good. So let's say you have a bad year. You've harvested a lot of losses. Now maybe for the next year or 2 years, you don't have to worry about paying taxes on those profits. Now, that's what I'm talking about, taking losers and putting them into winners. But there's a couple things you have to be careful of. But before I tell you the dangers of doing this, I want to tell you exactly how to do it. So you may be asking yourself, what losses do I take? Especially if you're hanging on to some of these positions that you really don't want to close. But the first thing you have to do is just take an assessment of what positions do you have open and which positions are at a loss. So just go through your brokerage account, your stock account, go through your crypto exchange accounts, etc., and look for all the positions that you have open right now and find the ones that are underwater. Find the ones that are in losses, right? The losers. If you're in like a brokerage account, it's pretty easy. You just go to like find history statements, look for your realized gain loss. And then you'll be able to find like your winners and losers right there, and it should tell you which ones are upside down. And then you'll be able to see which ones are at losses. And then once you kind of have a listing there, then you just have to decide which ones of those that do you want to close. Ones that are at big losses, now is probably a good time to go ahead and close those right now. And that's what we're talking about, harvesting them. So we're going to close the position. We're going to accept that loss. We're going to harvest it. Now, you could buy back in, but you want to be careful with this, all right? So the one thing that you need to be careful for is something that's called the wash sale rule. And you want to be really, really careful because you don't want to get in trouble with your taxes. So basically what happens is the IRS, they prohibit you from claiming a tax loss if you repurchase the same or similar security either 30 days before or 30 days after you sell that security for a loss. All right, so basically what they don't want you to do is just go ahead and sell it, take the loss, and then turn around and just buy it again. Like you didn't really want to get rid of it in the first place. So you want to wait at least 30 days. But again, this is general advice for general purposes only. Of course, your specific scenario is going to be different, right? I don't understand your situation. I don't understand your money, your investments. I don't know what state you're in, etc. So your specific scenario is going to be different. So I have to highly, highly, highly recommend that you consult with a tax professional before you do any harvesting of any losses. You don't have a lot of time, so try and do it pretty quickly because you need to get this done before the end of the year. Now, the thing with taxes is that, you know the old saying that says a penny saved is a penny earned. And taxes are our single biggest expense. They suck. I hate them. I'm sure you hate them as well. But the fact is they're our single biggest expense. But if we can reduce our single biggest expense, it's basically like getting a pay raise overnight, right? It's because a penny saved is penny earned. And so even though you maybe don't want to go hire that tax professional, even though it's going to cost money to go hire that tax professional, they should be able to save you multiple times return on the amount that you pay them. It's definitely worth it. You need to have a good tax professional on your team. So highly recommend that. And that's about it. That's how you do tax loss harvesting. That's how you take a loss, a loser, and make it into a winner. Take that loss and turn it into profits in your bank account by not having to pay the taxes on the profits that you've made. Does that make sense? Give me a thumbs up on this video if you like it. If you don't like the video, give me a thumbs down. Either way, but let me know. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you're doing tax loss harvesting this year. Let me know if you have any other questions. I'd love to answer every single one of them and have those good communication in the chat with you guys down there. And that's it. To your success. I'm out.